This is my Magic Staff pitch, The Meadows Roots by Kayden Morrice, Art 104, 3D Visualization. So as we go, I'm talking over a couple of stuff that I did for my pitch. So for the ideation slide 1, I decided to include influences which I inspired from, which my props inspired from, not what I'm inspired from, my bad. So the top two images on the left showcase Lord of the Rings and also Game of Thrones, which is a very medieval kind of like sci-fi, fantasy. It's got like all that genres like mixed into it, which is really cool, which I want to derive my object from. The games that I also got influences from was Elden Ring and Wonderlands. These are like games that are based off of like D&D, medieval times, stuff that includes like dragons, like some sci-fi stuff. This is really cool, which I would love to include into my final design. For like the genre style, I did high fantasy, mythological, magical realism, and also life and death. As demonstrated in the photos around the slide, there is some ideation going on, such as potions, wands, and also staffs. So that's the three main concepts that I came up with. Moving on to the next slide, this shows my ideation of the general idea of my staff. So this includes showcasing the color scheme, which I would like to go for, some different staffs, such as like magical staffs that show like elements, and also mythological creatures that have been placed on top of some of the staffs. And also some of the staffs in this slide show off some really unique architecture, which I would like to include in my scene, because that could make my prop look more futuristic, and also it adds more emphasis to the overall aesthetic of the staff. Ideation number 3 showcases a kind of more nature, kind of meadow kind of vibe for a staff. This is the main concept that I'm thinking about doing. Sorry. This showcases my exploration in different flowers and that, such as spider lilies, lotuses, roses, and raindrops, which are beautiful flowers, which I love to create staffs for. Showing in the top right corner, it showcases a drawing that I came up for. It was like the concept of the staff that I would like to design, and also a color concept for that as well. Here for my ideation 4, I have a necromancer staff, which I designed myself in the top right. So that's my own design, which I came up with. Is a more kind of flowy, kind of like demonic kind of staff, I would say. As also shown in the images below, it shows some examples of other people's models of it. This would show how I would end up creating it as well. And also at the far left, we have some photos of skulls and also skeleton hands, which was one of my main ideas. I was going to do a staff that was holding like a skeleton hand holding a skull, but then I ditched that idea because I realized that I'm going to have to model this and that would take too long. And also it showcases color scheme, which shows like some turquoise, some dark greens, ranging from greys and whites. For my ideation 5, I decided to go for more like heaven and also like hell kind of concept. I took inspiration from famous artists, as shown in the left corner. For my design in the top right, I created angelic staff that showcase wings and also silk threads looming off of it. For the color scheme, I went for a more goldy, kind of dull yellow, off-white kind of theme, which I think really embraces the angelic and also ethereal aspect. For my overview, sorry. For this course of the model, I would have multiple ideas for my game ready prop, ranging from weapons, bottles, masks with cultural representation, and also only masks that have tribal influences. After carefully considering, I decided to pursue a fantasy-themed inspired staff by Elden Ring and Wonderlands. So I want to take one of these ideas and also just create them, which would be pretty cool. And the design I'm leaning more towards is the nature staff. This is designed to be aesthetically pleasing and also noticeable by onlookers. For the scope, I aim to create a game-ready prop that showcases my current skill set in the 3D animation industry at this point. I'll start by blocking out the models, shaping it slowly and defining it into the ideal shape for my staff. I'll delete one half of the staff so I can mirror it and then attach it afterwards for whatever means necessary, such as bridging or toggle welding or just overall just combining it together. So after creating this, I will obviously create the low poly, which will be implanted into, exported, into Marmoset, which will then be used to make a bake, so I can create the different versions of maps, which will be necessary for me to complete my game ready prop. After doing that, I will import it back into ZBrush to add the not textures. We'll add textures through sculpting, such as the wood grains and also maybe the veins of the petals. After that, I will import that back into Substance Painter, which I will add all the texturing, the details, all the little stuff that will actually bring the staff to life. Then, once again, I would import it back to Marmoset to create the actual final maps. Thank you for listening to my pitch, and hopefully you enjoyed it.